which is trailer reviews. Now, we have two trailers, one of them being a game trailer, as I said before. But before we get to that one, we're going to get into the second Brightburn trailer. For those who haven't heard of Brightburn or haven't seen the trailer to it, this movie looks crazy. So, you know, I don't know if you guys seen Suicide Squad, but, you know, Amanda Waller, she said something in there in the movie where it's like, what if Superman decided to rip the top off the White House and, you know, grab the president and something like that, you know, and they need a squad to, you know, defend it, which that's a whole nother can of worms. But just the notion of maybe, you know, a Superman going bad. Well, Brightburn shows us what will happen if Superman went bad. Even though we got it in the comic books, but live action, this is what happened when Superman goes bad. The first trailer, it basically just follows the same story. An alien ship crash, or alien pod crashes to Earth, and a woman, a wife and husband finds it. They're farmers or whatever. They find it. It's a child inside that looks human and everything else. And so they basically adopt the child, raise it as its own and everything else. And then come to find out that this child has extraordinary gifts. But unlike Superman, not using it for good, he uses it for bad. And that's basically this trailer really touches on it. The first trailer does it, but if you haven't seen the trailer, go check it out. But it looks incredibly amazing. This movie looks like it's gonna be a Quiet Place type film, where I can see a lot of people really wanting to go see it. I feel like it's gonna have a lot of popularity, especially if it is really good. If it is really good, and it shows in the trailer the slow progression into evil. I mean, it does it in the first trailer or whatever, but this one shows a little bit more scenes and everything else revolving around this kid, and little subtle small things that he does that are really effective when he, I believe, crushes a girl's like hand as she's trying to help him up from being bullied. And he kind of like just, you know, he shows really no emotion or whatever when it comes to it. And it's crazy, and it shows more of the damage that he's caused, and him discovering his power, and him just doing things because I guess you could say it's encoded in his DNA, and that's just the type of like being he is, or you know, that he comes from, like his civilization. And you could tell in this trailer that it is a straight horror film. The thing that runs through my mind is like, how are they going to stop him? This is like stopping Superman. Like, if he has some of the same powers, which it kind of seems like it, because as he's drilling through the door when a woman is waiting, trying to hide from him, it's like he's burning through the door. So you could tell that he kind of has the eye, laser vision. I mean, is he invulnerable? You know, if you shoot him, do the bullets bounce off? And if so, how do you stop him? You know, how is this movie gonna play out? That's what's playing in my mind, because you can see like Superman, a story like that, and then just get another villain, or just put him in a situation to where, he has to use his power or his smarts and wits to try and get out and defeat this, villain. But when Superman becomes the villain, it's like we don't have another opposing force of that same, strength, or just, what he can do. So how do we bring him down? So that's just like what I'm waiting to see about this movie. Like, how does it all end? And it's just, man, it looks crazy. It looks bananas, especially the end of the trailer in the kitchen scene where he's flying through the kitchen, like back and forth, and his mom is just like, or his foster mom, adoptive mom, whatever you want to call it, she like is hiding underneath the table and just screaming, and he just and then she looks out the window and sees him just floating there, and he has this costume where it's like it's a cape attached to this mask where all you can see is the red glowing eyes, and like the mask is red and everything else, and he leaves all these symbols around. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it had one of those type of like narratives as like BBS or BBZ, where like if you guys are familiar with Goku, is he has a kind of similar, like birth or story as to Superman, but him being sent off the planet in one form of the story, because it's been kind of changed a little bit, but certain what is it? Certain Saiyans were sent to certain planets to take it over because they have tails where they can become apes. And so they'll send it to a planet to get found by like the, people there, and then they'll become an ape and just destroy the whole planet, blah, 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 because Saiyans are a race of warriors that's just kind of like Vikings or whatnot. And I wouldn't be surprised if they went that route with this, like where he was sent to Earth literally to do what he's doing in the movie. So, I mean, I don't know. I truly don't know. I'm very intrigued of where this story is going to go, what type of like stuff they're gonna find out about him, what's gonna be discovered about this kid, and just how this story is just gonna progress. I don't know, but I am excited. This trailer was awesome. I really, 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 really liked it, and I cannot wait to see this movie. It got me a little bit more excited to see it than I was before. And there you have it.